Hello everyone, and welcome to today's devil summoning. Yeah, not really into devil summoning, was a little scared to do the upside down cross. I can't wait to actually get it off of me because I'm really scared that I'm gonna end up summoning the devil. I don't like to play with this stuff, okay? I'll do the makeup, but we gotta rinse it right off. I got enough bad luck in my life, okay? I ain't need no devils now. Okay. I made my own devil horns. I made these from moldable plastic beads. So I melted it down. I will be showing you that as well in this video, how to create your own devil horns. I did a ton of like my own sculpting for Slay-Tober. So yeah, so I made my own devil horns along with other prosthetics and like props and pieces. Of course, you can just go out and buy your own devil horns. I mean, clearly that's the easy route to go. But no, I love doing things the hard way pretty much all the time. So I figured, you know what, if I could just put a tad bit more stress on myself to do something, okay, standards are high. Standards are high always, so I had to create my own devil horns. Now, with creating my own devil horns, I had to create some... There's an ambulance going by. You know what? Regardless. Anyway, creating my own devil horns, I did create the prosthetic piece underneath with liquid latex on my bust, my head bust thing. I wish they were out just a little bit further, but in order, it's heavy. It's heavy. Like, to have moldable plastic obviously is going to be heavy on your head, so I needed to have enough base to really support the weight of them. And I didn't want to get any adhesive in my hair because let me tell you something, that's not fun to get out. Okay, my showers are like 10 times longer after doing these makeups because I got to get all the adhesive out of my hair, well, when I use it. So if this is the route you want to go and you want to like just straight up from scratch create your entire costume this year and you want to mold your own devil horns, I would suggest doing the horns and then molding them to a head bust and or some kind of curved surface and then creating enough of a base and then trim. I'll show you guys how to do this. I don't know why I'm explaining this right now, but creating enough of a base so that when you prosade or spirit gum or whatever your horns on, it's holding the weight of them. But when I was doing research for this look, I saw like a Google image, like that's how I did, and then I did all of my face charts, found a picture of someone who did these like black holes for this like weird grin, like Glasgow grin. I just thought it was kind of like a cool concept, so I decided to recreate it. Like your skin's like being separated and you're turning into the devil basically. I love coloring my brows in black now. I crack up every time. And yeah, and I just did like, so I grew up Catholic, so I was like, I'm gonna make it look like an Ash, like Ash Wednesday. So like I was like, oh, what if we did like an upside down cross but it was like Ash, like you were like actually like, you know what I mean? Like using religion to do. No? Okay. Anyway, pretty simple look, pretty involved, but using simple materials. If you choose to just purchase your own devil horns, that is. I mean, you can do headband ones, honestly. Like, it's not, you know, it doesn't have to be that complicated, but again, I tend to do things complicated no matter what because that is my life, okay? Chronic anxiety for a reason, okay? So if you want to find out how I got this little devil summoning look, then please keep watching. I can't move my forehead. Let's go rinse this off.
All right, we are gonna start this look off with some moldable plastic pellets, or I call them beads. These can be purchased at any craft store. I think that was about $3 for this entire thing. All you're gonna do is just boil a little bit of water and put in the pellets and then remove your pan from heat and let it sit for about a minute. What's gonna happen is it's going to melt down those pellets and you're going to actually pull it out. It's gonna be all stringy and you're actually just gonna be able to mold anything you want from these little plastic pellets. Now, please be careful. They will be very hot, but it actually cools down pretty quickly. So just be careful when doing this. It takes about 10 minutes for the molds to harden. So when I was actually molding these, it stayed hot for a while. And when I put the horns down onto the plate, they actually started to kind of melt down and change shape after I already put them down. So if you want it to harden a little bit faster, if you really want to mold something and have it stick, I would just run it underneath a little bit of cool water and and really honestly it speeds up the hardening process and kind of keeps your mold exactly how you want it. These pellets will look really stringy and it's going to stick to everything, but just let everything harden and it literally just flakes right off your pan or whatever utensil you're using to get it out of your pan. So again, just be careful, it's gonna be very hot, but once it starts to harden, it's gonna look white and you're good to go. Now, after you have all of your molds kind of sculpted out the way that you want them, you're gonna let them dry for a little bit. I painted mine with just acrylic paint. I painted the horns red, obviously, and then I went in on my bust and really just started to liquid latex it to the bust surface. I used a little bit of tissue and then cotton and basically just built it up and let it dry for a few days and then peeled them right off. And this is how they turned out. Now getting into the actual makeup look, I just wanted a little bit of a more even skin tone. So I just threw on a little bit of foundation. These are my devil horns and I just kind of placed them on my forehead, and I had to actually cut around the liquid latex that dried because I had that base that I built up. I drew around it with a eyeliner and just kind of tried to center it. I felt like I was kind of going cross-eyed at this point because I was like, they are not centered, but I'm like, they also could be uneven. So I was like, you know what, it is what it is. So I just made a circle and placed them on my head with some spirit gum, and while I let that dry, I just went in with some black eyeshadow and went around my eyes and kind of smoked them out and make me look really kind of devilish, I guess. I don't know. So after I was kind of finishing up with my eyeshadow around my eyes, I noticed that the horns were actually sliding down on my forehead. Now I use this spirit gum that I've had for ages, so I'm like, oh, this could maybe not be good. So I just kind of let them sit on my forehead and went in and started to draw out some of those circles around my mouth, and as you can see, they are basically just sliding right off my forehead. So once I figured out that the spirit gum probably wasn't going to work, I decided to use Prozade, which is my kind of go-to adhesive when it comes to special effects. So I basically just took my blow dryer to it and dried it a little bit and put the horns back on and hope to God that they stuck. So while that was drying again, I went in and painted all of the small holes around my mouth to give it that, like I was melting into a devil basically. I filled in my brows as well because like I'm obsessed with doing it and I crack up literally every single time that I color my brows in. I don't know why, it just cracks me up. I put some red in between that black just to start giving it some depth, and even went in with a little bit of eyeshadow as well to kind of just give it some shadow and depth again, and then went around the liquid latex surface with some face paint, and then I used my bruise wheel to make it look like it was kind of like decaying skin around the horns, like they kind of came out of my forehead. Used a little bit of that and I stapled that on with my brushes and kind of just set it with a little bit of eyeshadow because you always just want to set some of the cream products. I just like to make sure everything is nice and set just for longevity. Finishing up around the mouth and the depth in it, I was pretty much losing my mind at this point. I decided to use a little bit of like a shimmer shade in the middle of the black holes around my mouth just to kind of give it a little bit more of like a shiny look, and then did an upside down cross on my throat because apparently upside down crosses are the devil. I don't know these things, guys. I'm learning a lot during this. And this is the final look. Oh my gosh, it's a devil summoning. I felt extremely uncomfortable doing a devil summoning. I was like, Lord have mercy, I don't need any more bad luck in my life, okay? I don't need the devil. The devil already be coming after me. But I absolutely love doing this, and I love that I got to use some sculpture techniques in it as well. And this is pretty much it. I will have everything listed down below, guys, and until tomorrow, I will see you then. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.